Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SFL's 7th championship game from Louisville, Kentucky. I am Cameron Irvine, SFL Commissioner, joined by Stephen Milinex, Damon Simeon, and my dad. Dad, what should I call you? Should I call you Dad today? Michael Irvine? What should I do here with you in person?
Just call me Dad.
Okay, I'll just call you Dad. So I got Dad, Damon, and Stephen here with me. And fellas, this is the matchup I think most people thought we were going to get last season. We got it this season. Louisville trying to become the second team ever to finish undefeated, and they're trying to do it against the team that did it first.
Very impressive way that they got it. Dominating last matchup. Getting back
Yeah, I believe it's pretty much spot on. The Maulers have always brought that heavy defense mindset to every game, and it's going to be a classic war between Louisville's offense and the Maulers' defense. I'm looking forward to it.
My outcome I'll take is who can win the second half. We all know that Louisville has been a second half team throughout the entire season. Minneapolis will have to go through a shootout with Louisville in order to win this game. They have to win the second half.
All right, well, Louisville at 14-0, the winningest team through 3 seasons in SFL history. They're about ready to get set to take on the Offensive Rookie of the Year, Mac Wavy Jr., and the Defensive Rookie of the Year, T. Cabell. And the SFL Championship game is next. Welcome to Blue Sun Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky. This is the moment that we've been, spending 3 months to get here for. Minneapolis and Louisville are the last 2 teams standing. The Maulers are trying to win their second championship after beating Orlando in Season 4's championship game 42-24 for Louisville. This is their first appearance in an SFL title game, and this could be their first championship since winning the first WAFL title back in 2011. Louisville and Minneapolis, the coin toss is next.
Man to the show. Let's have a good one.
Mac Wavy Jr. will call it.
Please make your call. We want heads.
Maulers will select heads. And Louisville's going to get the ball. It is tails. Skeletor P. Funk rubbing his hands together. He's ready to rock. Are you ready to rock? Minneapolis and Louisville from Blue Sun Stadium in Kentucky. Minneapolis has the ball on the tee. You know what time it is. Minneapolis Maulers. Kick it! We're underway. Revan Armstrong will return from his 8-yard line. And Armstrong out past the 25 to the 28. And that's where Louisville will start with the football, and Skeletor P. Funk will head out onto the field.
That's going to be interesting to see if this Maulers defensive line can get to him tonight. You know, the Louisville Wolfpack, they are the least sacked team this season. They were. And Minneapolis has some impressive pass.
Louisville's got two receivers, one to either side, and Funk out of the eye will drop back to pass and quickly fires down the field to Flynn Starbuck. Pass caught to the 43-yard line. First down for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, that corner on that side of the field is going to have to wake up. I mean, this is a championship game, son. Wake up, play some defense. Can't allow that on the first strike.
Yeah, that was Ashley Odom on that first play, getting burnt.
Like toast.
And it's an early first down at the 43-yard line. Skeletor P. Funk is out of the shotgun. And with three receivers, Funk, the low snap, fires down the field, caught by Brevin Armstrong. First down to the Minneapolis 43-yard line, and a really good start for the Louisville offense. First down and 10. Louisville's into Mauler territory. We'll get the clock up for you in a moment. David Overstreet to the outside picks up 7 to the Mauler 36, and it's the first time a Wolfpack offensive play has not resulted in a first down.
David Overstreet, 313 yards the last time these two teams played, 5 touchdowns, then another touchdown of the year. Overstreet's going to be a big part of this game. Watch it.
Second down 3, and the handoff goes to Overstreet. He is buried in the backfield. That's Austin Broadway. A loss of 1 yard. We'll pick up a third down and 4 for Louisville.
Looks like somebody came to play on defense. Broadway just picked Overstreet up and just slammed him like he was in a WWE ring.
I just got finished talking about Overstreet, and then he gets slammed. That's just my
So 3 receivers, 2 out to the left side for Funk, and Funk will drop back to pass. Funk fires down the field into coverage. Lawrence Kirkland dropped it, and that'll actually set up a fourth down for Louisville. A blistering pace here to start, and the Wolfpack outside of scoring position will have to punt the ball away.
Feels very similar to their previous game. Kind of a slow start by Louisville here. Maybe lulling us.
As the audience to steep a little bit, but good on the Maulers there to get a good defensive stop right out of the gate.
Fourth down and 4 for Louisville, and they'll have to punt the football away. Again, we'll get the clock up for you here in just a moment as Louisville will try to down this inside. Oh, what a stop at the goal line! And they'll actually, it was actually first touched at the 4, but regardless, Mac Wavy Jr. is going to start deep in his own territory.
Minneapolis is going to have to get a ball to Doug Bowes here. I say go right up the middle, try to get them out of this end zone situation.
Yeah, I love feeding the big fella. Let's see if as they do it here close to their own end zone.
First down and 10, 8:46 to go in the first quarter. Louisville had to punt on their opening drive. Mac Wavy Jr. will start with a pass. He'll fire it deep down the middle. The pass is caught. Breaking a tackle, Jalen Miller down to the 29-yard line. A pickup of 25 for Minneapolis.
I think this has to be a first for me. I've never seen 2 teams come out and throw the ball on first down. First play of the game like that.
Yeah, obvious. You can see the offensive intention here by the coordinators. They want to, smash the other team in the mouth, going through the air. Miller had that awesome, maybe a career game the last time they played in their last game against the Maulers. 11 receptions, 139 yards, and a touchdown.
First and 10 at the 29. Mac Wavy Jr. is out of the shotgun, back to pass. Wavy Jr. will fire it short. Pass is caught to the 34-yard line, and I believe that was that was Berger. With the catch, 2nd and 5 coming up for the Maulers.
Well, Maulers are looking real efficient. They're looking like they got a good game plan rolling so far early, and they had a great defensive stop. That's what they needed.
2nd down and 5, 7:43 to go in the first. We're still working on that clock problem. 3 receivers, 2 off the right side for Mac Wavy Jr. And out of the gun, he will fire down the middle. That pass caught by Joe Malinga. Nice open field tackle by Aaron Tolbert. Will set up a third down and short for Minneapolis.
This is very similar to the game plan that Minneapolis had when these two teams met in Week 6 of the regular season. Bose only had 16 carries for 55 yards, but he had 12 receptions for 56 yards and a score on the ground. So going through the air, not totally surprised by Minneapolis.
3rd down and 3, and the handoff will go to Doug Bose. Bose will spin away. First down. Charlie Monk eventually on the tackle to combine with Rick O'Reilly, but there's that bowling ball. Doug Bose making it happen for the Maulers to move the chains.
Minneapolis most definitely is going to have to feed the big guy. In order to beat Louisville, you have to run the ball. Trust me, I have experience.
1st down and 10 for Minneapolis. 6:41 to go in a scoreless first quarter here in the 7th SFL Championship game. Mac Wavy Jr. fires outside to Jalen Miller. Pick up of 5 yards. Miller already with 2 catches, and he was superb in the conference final.
Yeah, excellent. You know, and we saw a lot of this same kind of just out route by Miller, and he just killed Orlando doing that. Let's see if it's a similar performance by him tonight. So far, so good.
And our clock is just not cooperating today at all. Down to 6:25 to go in the first quarter. 2nd and 5 at the Mauler 47. And Mac Wavy Jr. will drop back to pass and will fire to the outside. That pass is caught. A nice juke to the outside to the Louisville 47-yard line. Believe that's Brown, and Mac Wavy Jr., his trademark, mixing up the passing game here in the first quarter.
Well, Marconi might have the 4 wide receivers set in Dallas, but it may be Wavy that uses his just entire receiver core all around better. And, the rookie's been super impressive. To lead his team to the championship game in his rookie season has to be impressive.
Wavy Jr. to pass now and fires it outside to a wide-open Doug Bose. He's got a first down to the Wolfpack 35-yard line with 6 minutes to go in the first.
All right, to piggyback on what Steve said, if you look back at the last 2 seasons, there was 3 other rookies that led their teams to the championship. You had Zuli, you had Garcia, and you had Coleman. Now we have Wavy. Said something about these rookies that have been drafted to the SFL. These are some pretty good guys.
It's a good class to be associated with.
Down to 5:40 to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10 at the Wolfpack 35-yard line. There are 2 backs in the backfield for Minneapolis. Mac Wavy Jr. will drop back to throw, fire it out, sidearm throw down the middle of the field, caught to the 24-yard line. And there's another guy. I think it's Webster, number 47. That's at least the 6th different player to catch a pass for Mac Wavy Jr. on their opening drive.
You got to like what T-Pat's doing here. I mean, he's opening up the passing game. He's going to unconventional receivers to get this done, and they're marching down the field.
3 receivers, 2 off the left side. Wavy Jr. will hand it off to Bose. Bose up the middle, nearly got to the 20. Aaron Tolbert and Charlie Monk combined for the tackle. Aaron Tolbert in the last game that Louisville played, a couple of interceptions. Those were his first 2 interceptions all season. Also had 5 tackles in that great conference final.
And you see that what Minneapolis is doing here is they are going to the quick passes. They're trying to negate the pass rush of O'Reilly, who had 5 sacks against him last time.
Bose takes the handoff up the middle, picks up maybe a yard. It'll set up a 3rd down and 5 for Minneapolis in scoring position.
I think Doug Bose is going to have to go to a finesse style of run here. Louisville is too physical. I know that Doug's is a big bowling ball kind of guy, but he got to use some type of finesse to get away from these big defensive linemen.
3rd down, 5 yards to go. Mac Wavy Jr. and the Mauler offense trying to keep things alive. Back to pass. He's in trouble early. Steps up in the pocket. Pass nearly intercepted. Charlie Monk stepped in front of that one. 4:09 to go in the first quarter. It's now 4th down. And, Dad, that was the first time that we've really seen the pressure from either of these squads here in the first quarter.
Yes, and that pressure right there was the cause of that broken play. He had to move out of his comfort zone, around in the pocket. He had to throw almost a little sidearm. Couldn't get the accuracy on it. It got tipped around and knocked down, and now they're going for 3 instead of still driving for a touchdown.
So a field goal will try to get the first points up on the board here in the season 7 title game. A 36-yard kick from the right hash is on its way. And good. 4:05 to go in the first quarter. And the score early is Minneapolis 3, Louisville nothing.
Let's go back to that defensive play. And Monk is a guy that we're going to be talking about all night. He's an all-around great defender from the cornerback position. 5 tackles, a sack, a tackle for a loss, and an interception the last 2 times these 2 teams played. Monk is a kind of a Swiss Army knife on the defense. He can do a little bit of everything, and he does a little bit of everything good. I think we're not done talking about Monk tonight.
Yeah, there's one thing about Louisville. They surely do love to blitz their corners.
Yes, they do.
4:05 remaining in the first quarter, and you guys know just as much as anybody, since all of you unfortunately took losses to this Wolfpack team this season. But you guys know just as much as anybody, as Brevin Armstrong returns it up to the 31-yard line, that it is super important to get out on Louisville early.
You really had to rub that in, didn't you? Yeah, salt on the wound.
Hey,
they didn't get me.
well, good point.
Yeah, they got me twice,
Yeah.
so that makes up.
I gave them a run for their money.
First and 10. As the defensive analysts get back on track here, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line with 4:01 to go in the first. 3 receivers. In fact, I think that's D.D. Ritter off the line. They're a tight end for Louisville. Overstreet is in the backfield, and Funk will fire it outside to Flint Starbuck, and he picks up 3. And let's take a look at the offensive impact players. And Steven, out of this bunch, who do you think is the most prolific?
Well, I think there's little doubt that it's David Overstreet. I mean, in my eyes, he's going to be the key to this game. Over 300 yards combined passing and rushing last time these two teams played. Two teams played in a blowout, 56-27. So Overstreet, for me, I'm just surprised they're not going to him early on like I believe that they should.
Pass caught by Ritter up to the 43-yard line. Skeletor P. Funk is up to 4 of 5 passing. And let's meet that Minneapolis defense. And who do you like out of that group, Damon?
I like Owens. I mean, very, a really good corner. You see what he did to Houston in the last game to knock us out. I mean, that guy there really showed up.
Talking about Ashley Odom. They're on that cornerback spot. 1st down and 10 for Louisville. And that pass is caught by Starbuck. And right now Louisville is hitting them with the short game to the outside at 2nd and 3.
We've talked about this before, Cam. This is their game. This is what they like to do. They like to lull you to sleep. They like to get those short passes, either on the outside or in the middle, and then all of a sudden they'll throw the long bomb on you. So watch for them just to continue to just try to methodically move down the field this way, throw in a little bit of Overstreet. This is exactly what their game plan has been all year.
2:48 to go in the first quarter. 4 receivers for the Wolfpack. Back to pass. Louisville's throw is incomplete. There is a late flag thrown out of the backfield. They may call pass interference on Austin Broadway. Wow. That would be a huge early penalty in this one as we get the call.
Pass interference. Number 55.
They are calling Broadway with the PI. It's an automatic first.
I'd like to see a replay of that, but it seemed like a real bang play right there. I mean, who got there first, either the ball or the defender? I don't know, but I guess we're not going to get a replay of that, so we're going to have to give it to the refs. But boy, real close right there. What a big time hit.
So 1st and 10 at the Mauler 44-yard line. As Louisville is trying to get on the board here. A bit of a sluggish start as with 3 receivers, Funk will drop back to pass. Deep ball in double coverage. Picked off at the 13-yard line. That was Troy Waters, the strong safety, and Minneapolis has their first turnover of the day.
Cam, I was going to say something earlier today about Minneapolis secondary. They're going to have to play tight, and they'll have to play deep against these Louisville corners because, like as Steve said, that they like to dink and dunk underneath, and then they have to like to hit you over the top. That was a great play by that strong safety on that end.
And Waters is someone that we need to talk about, too, because that's someone that's not mentioned a lot, and it should be. Waters, the last time these two teams met, led the team in tackles with 11. Comes up with a big play right there in the championship game, so let's not diminish the moment as well.
1st and 10, 4 receivers for Mac Wavy Jr. up 3-0. Louisville brought late pressure. That pass caught over the middle for a pickup of 3. That's Berger with, I believe, his second catch here in the first quarter, and so far so good for Minneapolis.
Yeah, what amazes me is the different receivers each one of these quarterbacks are opting to go to, and I guess trying to gauge the other defenses or the defense's weaknesses by going to some of these players that we haven't heard much of.
Mac Wavy Jr. out to Bose, past the 20. Bose to the 23-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd down and short for Minneapolis as time ticks under. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
That's what Minneapolis like to do right there. Get Bose out on the swing pass, out in the flat, To my understanding, he was second leading running back, number one running back in receptions this year.
In receptions, yeah, he was tied for first with the guy from
with
Sioux Falls. Yeah.
Okay.
3rd down and 1, 3 in the backfield, handoff, Doug Bose. Bose has a first down right up the middle. Tolbert and Billy Joe Gatlin combined for the stop, and Minneapolis' offense certainly has a lot of talent. Who do you spotlight, Dad, on this out of this group?
I believe right now there's no really spotlight. He's spreading it around to everybody, and it looks like their game plan is to take control of the center of the field right now.
1st and 10. Wavy Jr. steps up in the pocket, deep down the middle, right on cue there to the analysis. That's Berger again with the catch. Haven't seen much of Davis Reed or Joel Walinga. It's been a lot of non-stars out there making some big plays early in the big game.
That's one thing what T-Pack likes to do. He likes to play mind games with you, man. He's like, I don't know, a weird professor, man, that just like would throw these trick questions at you on a quiz or test or so. You know, you don't know where they're gonna target, where they're gonna penetrate at.
Yeah. Well, this is a championship game. I expect I want the stars to come through. I expect this is a nice little early nod to these players, but the stars need to come to play for sure.
Wavy Jr. deep ball knocked away. That's Lucius Sanders, who's got a couple of pick sixes here in the postseason. And we'll take a look at and spotlight Louisville's terrific defense in just a moment. Stephen, you've been here the last couple of weeks. Their secondary is just so underrated.
Right, and look at this. I think that's more of just a concentration problem there. But yeah, when you're talking about Louisville, you're talking about a complete team. I mean, they like we've said before, they rank top 5 in almost every meaningful category this season. They have been an unbelievable freight train on both sides of the ball. The question is, for these Maulers, can they figure out a way to stop it?
2nd and 10, Wavy Jr. back to pass. Hit as he threw. Pass caught by Bose. Breaks a tackle. Bose is going to pick up 9 yards. 3rd down and 1. And what a play by Wavy Jr. just even to get that out of his hands.
Wavy Jr. is one lucky SOB.
I like it when they get the big hoss going, man. And when they do, boy, that's a load going one direction. And I'm not talking about the boy band, folks. But no, Bose is a hefty dude to try to handle. I like it when they get him out there in space and let him go to town.
3rd down and 1. We're going to see how many times this SFL championship game can make Steven lose his freaking mind over there on the left of me. He is absolutely loving this first quarter. 4th and 1, though. A good tackle by Andre Khrushchev, and just like that, the Louisville Wolfpack defense gets off the field unless Minneapolis is going to try to go for this. But we'll find out after the break. This is the SFL Network, and this is the SFL championship game. So Minneapolis will not go for it on 4th down and 1. Instead, they'll punt it away, and that's probably because they like the way their defense is playing so far, as Louisville will start at their own 15-yard line.
Well, if you're the Maulers, have to be very pleased with the first quarter. I mean, you're up 3-0. Very similar to kind of what happened with Louisville and Dallas. Dallas got up to an okay, pretty decent lead, and then Louisville just all of a sudden came alive. And the last time these two teams met, Louisville had 21 points both in the second quarter and the third. So this is normally the time when the Wolfpack comes alive.
David Overstreet is swarmed in the backfield, crushed. That was Frankie Capone. And Aaron Buddha in the chat wants to hear my pops talk more, and this will be his perfect opportunity.
Well, just like I said early, it's all going to be up to the Maulers' defense. If the defense steps up and comes to play, that's their style of game, and they're going to hurt Louisville time and time again.
Skeletor P-Funk back to pass. He'll fire it outside to Kwasi Mbutabe, and he is crushed at the line of scrimmage. Actually may have lost another yard. 3rd down and 15, and right now it is the Maulers defense that's controlling this game.
Yeah, Louisville got to get Overstreet involved, man. This is the guy that carried your team for the last 3 seasons, to lead them to the playoffs or to the conference championship last 3 seasons, and now to the title game. Got to get the guy involved.
4 receivers. Funk back to pass. Funk is going long, and it's caught. That's Andy breaking a tackle, and another non-star making a gigantic play in the title game, and Louisville's got the lead.
Well, guess who's getting a contract extension out of this season? I'm telling you what, if this guy shows up like this. If he shows up like this in the championship game, good night. Hello, Mr. Andy. Welcome to the SFL.
Wow, I mean, this has just got to kill Minneapolis's spirit here in the first half, because Louisville is so talented. You can't possibly imagine letting a nobody on this Louisville roster beat you on a play like that. That is killer.
Well, you better believe that the SFL Director of Player Organization is going to have that guy take a piss test. I don't think a non-star should be breaking tackles like that.
Wow.
Hey, you guys have been around this league a long time. I don't think any of you guys have seen a non-star receiver break a couple of tackles in the open field and go and score a touchdown, especially not on a stage like this.
Never.
Especially running deep post routes. Non-stars usually running, your check downs, little, button hooks, out patterns. I mean, he's out there flying deep and making people look bad.
And a good point by the Mauler owner in the chat room. That was against Koma Kaleka. That's against the gold safety. Wow. That's the ultimate mismatch.
Yeah.
Well, we hope we're sounding good to you guys all out there in SFL land. Irvine, Mullinex, Simeon, and Irvine, otherwise known as Pops, and we're happy to be here with you. We hope we're sounding okay, and we hope you're enjoying yourselves. Coming up at the half, we'll have the expansion team announcements as Koma Kaleka is still on his feet. Koma Kaleka is still on his feet. Koma Kaleka is going to go, and we've got another big play in the first half.
That's a dangerous man. That is a dangerous man on a return specialist. I tell you, that man is dangerous.
Talk about angry. That non-star made me look bad. Bull, you know what? I got something for you, Louisville. It's called about 95 yards.
How you like them apples?
Yeah, to the house. Wow, that was awesome.
Steven, doesn't it always seem like Kaleka does this off an opponent's score? He never. I mean, obviously every kickoff is off an opponent's score, but so that makes me sound really stupid. But I'll let you take it from there.
Well, particularly the fact that he was burned on the previous touchdown play. Yeah, I mean, it makes you think that might be a little personal. But 3 kickoff returns for touchdowns during the season, 2 now in the postseason, 5 total. I mean, you said it last week. He is the greatest returner in SFL history.
I agree with San Antonio in the chat. He did the same thing to Houston last game of the season. He ran a kickoff return against us. Guy's just awesome, man. I'm just lost in words.
Yeah, the only thing that
turns into the postseason.
The only thing that could have made that play any better if he would have turned around and dropped the deuce too. Said, there you go, Louisville.
Awesome. Brevin Armstrong from the 10-yard line. He'll try to one-up Kaleka. That ain't going to happen. And that's a great time to bring up the kickoff return stats for this squad. Minneapolis is number 1 this season in kickoff return average. Louisville's 15th. Despite having a star back there, a 7.5 average difference between the two squads. That's alarming.
Yeah, I think maybe it shows how irrelevant the stat is in the fact that Louisville still went undefeated this season. And even though they're the lowest in that percentage, they're just so good everywhere else, I guess. They just make up for it.
So Overstreet is going to be brought down to the line of scrimmage. That's Troy Waters, who already has an interception in this ball game, forcing a 2nd down and 10. And really, Andy's terrific play was wiped out by Koma Kaleka, and we're back to a 3-point lead for the Maulers.
I had a talk with a couple of trainers on the staff of Minneapolis. I asked them about smoke. Have they heard about that inside the stadium? They said they would make sure that all their guys are getting completely good oxygen, and they'll be wearing gas masks during the season, during the course of the game.
Overstreet picks up 3 yards. Speaking of Blue Sun Stadium, 19-2 record all time here in Louisville, and the average margin of victory is 18 points.
Jeez. Yeah, they dominated home. I mean, all of their games that were even fractionally close this year, they're talking about the Wolfpack here, they were all away games. So at home, there is a certain dominance that they have, certain swagger. Not having it right now, they're down 3.
And Butabe slammed down by Austin Broadway, but not before he picks up the first down, moving the chains to the 43-yard line as Louisville tries to get that lead back.
I like the way how Louisville is coming out in a passing attack, but once again, you got to give Overstreet involved in this game. I don't know what their run-to-pass ratio is, what they decide to come in here with, but I think you got to ground and pound. You have to ground and pound against this Minneapolis defense.
Might have been looking at last week's film. You know, they shut down Zach Parker pretty well for Orlando, this Minneapolis defensive line. Pretty good job of shutting him down, so they may figure they'll use Overstreet as a decoy.
Dunk the pass, caught over the middle. D.D. Ritter picks up 9, and that gives Louisville a second down and 1. Skeletor P. Funk is putting some dots out there, although digging back into the numbers, just one postseason game for Funk over 300 yards. That was his 400-yard explosion against Orlando last season. Second down and 1 at the Mauler 48-yard line. Down to 7:26 to go. We're updating the clock on your screen periodically to keep you posted. If you're just joining us, David Overstreet, he's a tough man to bring down. Jake McClellan eventually does, but it's a first down for the Wolfpack at the 45.
I think really at this point, it's still a chess match. They're both feeling each other out. They're working short plays, and I really believe that we're going to find out what they're made of by the time the second half rolls in.
Maulers in their all whites, and Louisville in the blue jerseys, white pants and helmet. David Overstreet is wrestled down by Koma Kaleka. You know, guys, it's just a hunch, but I don't think Koma Kaleka is gonna be. He's not going to miss another tackle here in this game.
I don't think so either, but I know one thing about this Louisville offense. They're one of the best teams in this league that can run the ball out of the shotgun. I haven't seen too many teams do that very well.
Second down and 4, 6:25 to go in the first half. And again, a run out of the shotgun, this time a reverse of the field. What a block! That was Lawrence Kirkland, who just crushed a Mauler defender. And a good open field tackle will leave it third down and 1, but good Lord, is there anything Kirkland can't do?
Well, I'm not a big fan of that counter run. You'll see a lot of SFL running backs get stopped early behind the line of scrimmage doing that. It's just a credit to Overstreet that he's just being able to, at his size, wiggle out of it and get positive yardage.
Back to pass, Funk, 3-step drop back over the middle. D.D. Ritter, another catch, 160 yards and a touchdown for Skeletor P. Funk, the co-MVP of the SFL this season, 1st and 10.
Well, there's that man again, D.D. Ritter. I predicted he'll be someone that we'll talk about a lot tonight. Although it's been the non-stars that have really been the talk of the game, I expect Ritter to get plenty of action.
2 in the backfield with Funk, and Overstreet's going to take the handoff, trying to get her outside, and Troy Waters. How do you like that? 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6.
Yeah, Waters already with an interception tonight. What a big hit. They're laying the wood on a guy that's pretty tough to bring down there. So you got to respect the size difference there and the guts to go in there head first and get a little dirty.
Troy Waters having himself a game here in the first half. 2nd down and 6, down to 4:55 to go. It's 10-7 Minneapolis on the Koma Kaleka kickoff return for a score. Funk down the middle, nearly intercepted, right in the breadbasket of Waters after McClellan deflect the pass. 3rd down, Louisville.
Dangerous pass there. Saw the ball kind of ping-pong off some defenders there. But in earlier in the playoffs, Cam, we would have seen that ball probably picked off the way that we saw so many interceptions during the first week of the playoffs. But they're a lucky break for Louisville.
4:51, second quarter, 3rd down and 6. They're going to run it to Overstreet right up the middle, and he is shut down. A bizarre play call there will set up the field goal unit for the Wolfpack. Frankie Capone on the stop.
This Minneapolis defense has come to play today.
Yeah.
I think this is probably the strongest I've seen them in the first half all season long.
Seem like they're maybe a little bit in the heads of the Wolfpack offense right now. A strange call to run that ball with needing 5 yards for a first down, but it gets it into a possible tie here.
42-yard field goal for the Wolfpack is good, and with 4:11 to go in the first half, we're all tied up, and we've seen this song and dance out of Louisville before. We've seen them turn it on late if teams can't get the advantage, but Colma Kaleka's going to be getting this football here, trying to make it 2 for 3 on kickoff returns. 4:11 to go in the first half, 10-10 as the Wolfpack will kick it away. From the 7-yard line, Colma Kaleka, the always dangerous Colma Kaleka, just shredding people. I mean, I know he didn't get past the 30, but he makes everything look pretty.
Yeah, he really is a rare commodity. I've seen him time and time again throughout the SFL seasons. Just really turn a game up on its head. And if it's anybody going to inspire this team, it's that man right there.
Out of the eye, Doug Bose dots it, and Mac Wavy Jr. will hand it off to Bose, bouncing off a tackle. Doug Bose in the open field. Doug Bose trying to get past Catlin, broke another tackle, and finally brought down by Whittington at the Louisville 42-yard line. A 30-yard run for Doug Bose.
There goes that big fella. We've been talking about getting him involved in the game, and once you get that freight train going in a certain direction, pow! He'll knock you down, he'll stiff arm you. This guy is just a handful out in the open field. Scary.
Love reading our favorite comments in the chat during the broadcast. Lord Raider 77 says 4-man commentary team plus 50 in the chat equals better than sex. First and 10 at the Louisville 42.
I don't know about that one.
3:33 to go in the first quarter as Mac Wavy Jr. He lost the ball! Rick O'Reilly knocked it out of his hands, and an offensive lineman recovered.
Wow.
How often do you see that as Rick O'Reilly is starting to get hungry?
Wow.
Man, it's not very long before this guy begins to show up in your nightmares.
5 sacks the last time these two teams played. Just a matter of time before he gets his. That's why they were throwing that ball short and trying to get that pass rush off kilter a little bit. But O'Reilly's going to show up at some point,
4 receivers, 3 off to the short right side, top of the screen, ball on the right hash. Mac Wavy Jr. back to throw, going deep down the middle of the field, knocked away by Billy Joe Gatlin. 3rd and long for Minneapolis as Louisville is tightening the screws.
Yeah, I really believe that the Maulers, they really need to stay away from that short, 2-3-step drop. I think the defensive front is just coming too hard. The 5-7-step drop, shotgun is where they're going to make their money.
4 receivers out of the gun for Mac Wavy Jr., the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Hasn't made that critical mistake yet in the first half, but he's not lighting it up either. Wavy Jr., deep ball, left side pass, caught by Jalen Miller over the defensive Sanders, and Jalen Miller has a Minneapolis touchdown.
Well, they're talking about him making a mistake. That was certainly not a mistake. That was an all-pro throw right there. Look at the laser that goes right over the outstretched hand of the Louisville defender, right to Jalen Miller. And Miller's such an athlete. He's going to turn it upfield. He's going to get that yak, and he gets it all the way for a score.
What I love about it is that Wavy did not take long to deliver that throw. As he took his 3-step drop, that ball came out of his hand. He didn't sit back there, dance, playing around. Dude delivered the ball right away. That is
But it was just what I go back to, what I was talking about. He threw it from the shotgun. It gave him an extra second because that rush was coming again. Gave him that extra time to deliver a perfect pass.
Extra point is up and good, and just in case y'all forgot, wanted to remind everyone what happened last season. And with Damon Simeon in the booth, I thought it would be a perfect time to do that. 44-34, Queen City topped Houston in a wild championship game last season. Daniel Garcia was 32 for 40, 415 yards and 5 touchdowns, arguably the greatest performance out of any player in SFL championship history, and I don't want to look behind me at the glare that I'm sure Damon is surely giving me as Brevin Armstrong will return this kick.
Did that really happen?
Yeah, they really have. The sad thing about it is that I had to sit here and watch my team get brutalized in the booth, you know.
Oh, man.
Oh, brother, I was feeling you last week. When I was watching the Roughnecks going up against this Louisville team, I was feeling you. I was like, I don't know how DeMond did it, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't think I could do play-by-play or call or anything if my team was playing. So I was down.
17-10. Minneapolis has a touchdown lead on Jalen Miller's score. Skeletor P. Funk out to David Overstreet on a nice swing, and David Overstreet down the sideline. One man at beat slowed down by Troy Waters.
Jeez.
Funk nearly at 200 yards, and Overstreet turns a nothing play into a something play.
Just as I said earlier, you got to get this man involved in the game. No matter how you do it, you got to get him involved, and Louisville did just that. They got him involved. Here's a big game.
And if that truly is Waters there, I mean, we've talked about him earlier. He had that interception earlier. He had a big hit on Overstreet earlier. And that could be a turning point, not for Louisville, but for Minneapolis for making that stop, because it looked like Overstreet was going straight for a touchdown to tie this game up. If they don't get anything other than 7 here, that's a win for this defense.
3-2 defense for the Maulers, and Overstreet runs right through the heart of it. A pickup of 7 yards. Simon Lopez hurt his ankle, the defensive end. I think that was the guy out there trying to defend Overstreet on that swing, and we've seen a lot of people over the years get hurt trying to make a play on Overstreet.
Yeah, and we've seen Overstreet get hurt as well and just come back out on the field like Willis Reed.
Oh, man, talk about that one.
Yeah. That was a tough one. He'll hurt people.
Houston went up in that game.
Yep.
And the guy comes back in, and he wins the game for them. I hate that guy.
2 minutes to go in the first half. 17-10, Minneapolis on top. Overstreet takes the carry left side. Overstreet's got a first down and dragging defenders down to the 16-yard line. Louisville means business in the final 2 minutes before the break.
I don't think one thing we covered on this is that we won't see these teams no more after today.
No.
And the beautiful thing about this, man, is that they're out here and they're playing hard. No one wants to lose this game. The last game that these two teams will be on the field.
And it's
only in the SFL.
It's tough to imagine. 12 carries, 40 yards, and that's a quiet 12 carries. I didn't realize that he had that many carries here in the first half. Funk is out of the gun with split backs and 2 receivers. That's Starbuck in the slot, Kirkland outside, and Overstreet takes a counter. We've seen that a few times in this first half. Gets it to the 12, 2nd and 6.
What amazes me is all the different ways that Louisville runs Overstreet. Like they're not afraid to toss it to him. They're not afraid to do the counter. They're not afraid they're going to do the power O. They're going to do the stretch. He can do everything.
The shovel pass.
The shovel. We haven't seen it yet tonight. We will.
Overstreet is tackled to the backfield. That was a really nice play made by Champ Wavy on the outside. And he's had a couple of heroic moments in his rookie season. 3rd down and 8 for Louisville.
Cameron, can you please enlighten us on the wavy to wavy connection?
Yeah, I believe it's his son that got the nod there midway through the season, joined the squad, and it's good to see Mac Wavy Jr.'s a kid out there making some big hits. The youngster, 3rd down and 8. Funk back to pass. Funk will fire. Sideline cut. Armstrong breaking a tackle. Armstrong is gang tackled at the goal line. Down to 50 seconds to go, and Louisville chooses not to call any of their timeouts. 1st and goal at the goal line, and Funk's going to throw, and Funk will step in the pocket. He's sacked at the 3. Still no huddle out of Louisville. Not calling any timeouts. They do have 2 remaining as the clock is ticking here. And Louisville's trying not to give Minneapolis the ball back, going back over to the end zone, and that is knocked away. Austin Broadway with the deflection gives me a chance to catch my breath. 3rd and goal at the goal line, and what a goal line stand on Armstrong a few plays ago.
I wish that we could have got a replay on this one, because Overstreet was wide open underneath. He did like a skinny post coming across the middle of the field and was wide open. I have no reason why Funk went deep down in the back of the end zone.
29 seconds to go in the first half. Funk has 3 receivers on a 3rd down and goal from the 4. Goes end zone. Touchdown. None of it mattered. D.D. Ritter makes the catch and we're likely all square heading into the break.
Well, I thought Louisville got saved by that incompletion right there, got them out of that no huddle. And I personally wondered why they didn't run the ball. You know, they were so close to the goal line, 3 straight passes here. And the guy that we've been talking about as a possible sleeper, there's Ritter scoring a tying touchdown, possibly tying based on, depending on this extra point outcome. We're going into halftime. That's huge. And, Cam, we've got, going into halftime, we've got some exciting news that's going to be happening. Is that right?
Yeah, we got the expansion announcements. We're going to be breaking that down. We've got one team that's announcing a relocation, and we're wasting no time here. We've only got a couple of months of off-season. We're going to give you the conference alignments for Season 8 as well, as that kicks off just a little over 2 months from now.
Just move Oklahoma to another conference because I gave him some good information today. I don't want to use it against me.
Well, make sure he's in my conference because I love those.
I was just being courteous too, but I was already using that in Season 5.
From the 9, Koma Kalega on a return up to the 30-yard line, and 22 seconds left in all 3 timeouts for Minneapolis. How about Louisville's offense? Forget the timeouts. They didn't even use them. They didn't even need them.
Yeah, I mean that's a very strong and high-powered offense. They can move the ball when they want to. You know, I think at times they just pussyfoot and just lay their foot off the gas half the time.
Well, they're going to be in a tight one on this one coming out of halftime. Going to see if, they gained 21 points in the third quarter last time these two teams played. Let's see if they can get that offense going. They've just kind of maintained, along with the Maulers. We've seen them in games like this in the second half hit that extra gear.
Maybe that's part of their game plan, is just lay up in the first half and then just full throttle in the second,
Final play of the first half as Minneapolis fires out to Davis Reed. That's his first catch of the half, but Minneapolis played it safe. And as time expires, it is Minneapolis 17, Louisville 17. We'll get first half analysis from these guys as we watch the highlights and get the stats rolling. And then we will get to our big league announcements coming up. This is the SFL Halftime Report. Guys, take it away.
Well, if I'm Minneapolis, I'm happy with going in with the tie. I wish that right there at the end, though, we hadn't let them get in the end zone. But 17-17 in Louisville's house. You've got to be pleased with that just because of how this Wolfpack team has played so far this season. Obviously, you want to make sure that Wavy continues to be efficient in the second half. Try to limit those turnovers. Make sure you're using both efficiently, both in the run game and the pass game. But if you're the Maulers, so far so good.
Yeah, I agree with you. Minneapolis most definitely is going to have to come out and be prepared to make plays in the second half. You cannot let this defense get going. And what I mean by that is O'Reilly. Once this guy begins to get pressure on the quarterback, shake him up a few times, and he takes some of those hits, he's going to be back there. He's not going to be watching downfield at his receivers. He's going to be looking for number 99.
Hey, how about Andy is the leading receiver, 89-yard touchdown pass. He's the leading receiver in this game. Lawrence Kirkland had like 1,600 yards this season. Jalen Miller, Davis Reed's got 4 touchdowns just in the playoffs, and Andy is the leading. I mean, you just never know what you're going to get in this league.
Well, that's a big thing. When you have non-stars stepping up, it's a total team effort. And right now, it is anybody's ball game. I mean, it's a battle of wills right now. And at the half, they both got bloody noses, right? But they're both on their feet and they're both swinging. I really think that for the Maulers to have a shot at this one, they need to stay away from that short, under center, 3-step drop. I think it's just too much pressure from Louisville, and those guys are too big up front. They need that extra second for them to be successful.
And we talk about the importance of momentum in the SFL and in games like this. And with Louisville scoring there at the end of the first half, you would kind of feel like they would have the momentum. But I kind of feel like both of these offenses are playing so well that neither one has it yet. They're both still striving to get the edge and momentum. I could see either one of these teams winning this matchup.
The expansion announcements are just moments away. In fact, 1 minute away. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back for that in a moment. This is the SFL Network. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 7th edition of the SFL Championship game, and tonight we have many league announcements. 3 new teams are joining the league. 1 current team is moving their squad and changing identities, and then we will have the conference alignment for Season 8, which begins January 15th, 2017. Without further ado, these 3 franchises have been awarded SFL expansion. Drum roll for the first one. The St. Louis Gladiators will be playing in the Eastern Conference. The owner is Colin Douglas, a former coordinator for the San Francisco Bulldogs, and served as a coordinator and briefly the head coach of the Santa Fe Gorillas earlier this season. Colin Douglas has been involved in the league the last 4 seasons, and the coaches on his squad that will be helping him out, Freeman Peltier, the offensive coordinator, who was a pretty nice player for Queen City on the defensive side this past year, and Jimmy Cash, the defensive coordinator. He was fantastic in Santa Fe, and I'm guessing that's where Douglas pulled Cash from. We've got Stephen coming back in here shortly, but let me get your quick thoughts on St. Louis from you 3 guys before I move on to the next team.
Congratulations, St. Louis. You now have a new franchise, you know. Glad for Colin. Colin's been around for a long time, right?
A long time.
I mean,
2 years.
Well deserving.
least.
Well deserving, man. Well deserving. Congrats. Love the uniforms. I don't know who designed them, but those are sweet.
Man, so modest, so modest. But yes, congratulations, St. Louis. We're excited to have you on board. Excited to see you get your feet wet and see what it's all about. But that's a tall order. Gladiators. They're going to have to live up to that name because they got a lot of people that want to beat those Gladiators down.
Stephen, the St. Louis Rams leave and the SFL fills the void.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. That St. Louis losing an NFL franchise, now gaining an SFL franchise. So the city is going to embrace the Gladiators. It's probably going to be a very tough place to play, as they'll likely sell out there at least through their first season, just because of the excitement of the team. And now that Colin got his own team, welcome to the club, buddy, and get ready to party because we get down here in the SFL, and looks like you've got some good guys though to go along with you. And obviously, this is not just a competition, but there's kind of a brothership thing that's there, a partnership that we have with each other. You can reach out to us, and we'll give up some of our our things that we've learned. Not everything, obviously, because we're still competitors. But welcome to the fraternity.
Love those uniforms, man.
St. Louis is in. So are the Atlanta Swarm. Owner Mark Chisholm, otherwise known as I'm a Effing Problem. His coach is offensive coordinator Robert Bose, played for Oklahoma City as a linebacker this past season. And, of course, Chisholm was the defensive coordinator in D.C. over the last couple of seasons, learning under the tutelage of our SFL president, Jermaine Smith. Atlanta will also be in the Eastern Conference. Guys, Atlanta in the SFL.
Hey, Atlanta is a magical city. I'm looking forward to that visit. But welcome, Mr. Mark Chelsom. Welcome to the SFL. Welcome Atlanta to the SFL. Glad for you guys.
Yeah, I'm so happy for you, Atlanta, and also happy for you there, Robert Bose, if you're out there. It seems like, here in OKC, I'm making the Boses flourish. One started as an offensive coordinator, now he's an owner. Another one started as a linebacker, now he's an offensive coordinator.
Yep.
It sounds like, hey, they're Bose there in Mauleville. You want to join the Renegade Squad? I can make you something better.
Kind of like the Bill Parcells coaching tree that falls, you know what I mean? Like if you go to Oklahoma, maybe, it can turn you into something there. But for me, two things come to mind when I think about Mark. One is the defensive coordinator for the Dragons just whipped our tail at the end of the season, did a tremendous job as a defensive coordinator against us, Dallas. And second, his interview for ownership, I was the most impressed by. I mean, the guy was humble. He's been here a while. Second runner-up last year to getting a franchise, and I clearly remember him saying that he would still be in the SFL regardless if he got ownership or not. He's still willing to put in the time, put in the grind, even if he didn't get one this time. So I'm just really happy he got one.
The Atlanta Swarm, the St. Louis Gladiators, the two teams in due to the release of the NYC Sailors from the SFL. A third team gets an opportunity to join the league for Season 8. That team is the Alaska Swarm. Owner is Max Paul, otherwise known as Mighty RX, co-host of Inside the SFL. His offensive coordinator will be Stevie T. Diggs, who recently served as offensive coordinator and co-owner of the Cleveland Vipers. Diggs gets another shot with a different team. Max Paul was the coach of the year, actually, for the Baltimore Crabs. Just got that award on Tuesday. And now the SFL has a team in Alaska, part of the new Western Conference.
You go from being coach of the year to an owner of your very own franchise. Talk about that. Hey, congratulations, Max. Well-deserving. You put in your work. Congratulations, buddy. I don't want to go and play in Alaska. It's too cold. I'm from the South. We wear shorts in December for Christmas.
Yes, congratulations, Alaska. Max, you reached out to me a couple times. Very sincere, very nice person. I could not be any happier for you. And I'm really excited about me going up there and playing possibly sometime in Alaska. And it could be brutal, but at the same time, I mean, it's so beautiful. I'm so happy for you, Alaska.
I think I said Alaska Swarm. I'm going to get that Swarm and Storm all kinds of twisted up next season. I just can't wait to screw that up.
Just better make sure they don't play each other.
Seriously.
Congratulations to Mighty RX. Well deserving, obviously, and know that your owner, TJ, vouched for you just outstandingly, and what a great promo video they put together for the franchise. But I'm excited to be able to go up and play in those weather conditions. I think it's going to be a nice little change for the league to have to play in some snow games this year. That's going to be fun, and that's it. Well, and Steve T. Diggs, you can't go wrong with that guy as your offensive coordinator. One of the quality guys in the league. So, Max, you've got a great franchise ahead of you here, and congratulations. And we look forward to playing you.
We want to move this along here. I want to get your thoughts, guys, on the teams that didn't make it, and some things that you may want to say to them. But we've also got a relocated franchise, as the Cleveland Vipers are moving on from their co-ownership with Stevie T. Diggs. They were originally going to go in on this team together, but Ronnie decided to make the move anyway, with Stevie getting the offensive coordinator position in Alaska. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Las Vegas Gamblers, the new team in the Western Conference, silver and red, in Vegas. Ronnie Nickens is the owner. It's the third relocation for the franchise in team history, as that team is just looking for a spark, looking for an energy, and they're going to get a new one in Sin City. And guys, I asked Ronnie, I said, you're a deacon, you're falling. I'm worried you're falling off the wagon. You're going out to Vegas. You're building a stadium with a casino in it. You're probably going to have women of the night on your lap.
Oh, jeez.
What is happening? What is happening to you, Ronnie? I said, are you going to become one of these people? He said, Cam, no, I'm trying to save some people, and that's what Ronnie's going to be doing in Vegas in the Western Conference. What a Vegas, Los Angeles, Alaska, that Western movement that I think a lot of SFL owners were waiting for.
Because I did not see this coming.
Yeah.
The team who I thought was going to be on the move was going to be L.A. I did not know that Cleveland was in talks and even was. What does this mean for the Oakland Raiders as far as going to Vegas? I mean,
took their spot.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Talk about Al Davis rolling over in his grave.
Hey, we had the L.A. market first before the Rams came into town. We had the Sharks already camped there, so we're beating the NFL to the punch. Hey, so with that, why not? Let's take a look at the conference alignment. You could probably guess for yourselves, but here it is. In the Western Conference, the Expansion Alaska Storm, the Dallas Roughnecks, the Houston Hyenas, who were in completely different conferences last season despite being in the same state, Las Vegas Gamblers, Los Angeles Sharks, the OKC Renegades, and the Santa Fe Gorillas. On the east side, the Atlanta Swarm, the Baltimore Crabs, the Carolina Skyhawks, Queen City Corsairs, Sioux Falls goes east. The Sioux Falls Sparrows, they've got the St. Louis Gladiators and the Tallahassee Pride to deal with as well. Fellas, what do you think of the conference alignment? And then we'll get back to the championship game.
Conference is shook up. I mean, you put me in the same division with Dallas again. You saw what this dude did over there in the Great Conference, man. Why are you doing me like this, Cam? I thought you loved me.
Thought you loved me.
I am happy for the SFL, man. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. Last year we got a new vamp of the divisions. This year we have a new one, and it's going to be awesome because Dallas, Houston, Las Vegas is going to bring some noise. Los Angeles, Santa Fe, OKC standing here to my left. That division is going to be tough, baby. Mm-hmm. It's going to be tough. Alaska, you better do your homework.
I really am excited about it. I mean, heck, I get to go up to Alaska, see that country with my team, down to Mexico, right? I get to get saved in Las Vegas because I know there's going to probably be some women of the night trying to get on my lap. And then I got the Red River Shootout basically with Dallas and Houston. And then on top of it, the Grand Poobah. Sharknado! I get to bring a two-time OKC Sharknado trophy into L.A. Can't wait.
How the hell am I supposed to follow that up? I think the thing that I recognize, obviously, all the three guys, the owners that are here, we're all in the same conference now. That's for one thing. But the second thing is that two of the newer teams are over in the East Conference. So I think they may have a little bit of easier sledding over there in the East just because you've got a couple owners just getting up to speed. But we've seen this. We saw a realignment last season. Or this last season, and I think if you started the season and looked at it, you would think, oh, they're heavy over here or they're light over here, and by the end of the season, it all flip flops, and the guys that you thought might not be in it are in it, and the ones that you think are going to be stalwarts of the league are out. So I think looking at this, just we're looking at it really early. Saying maybe one side might be, but I think by the end of it, I think we'll be surprised at who's at the top of each one of these conferences.
You asked earlier about would we like to say something to the teams that didn't make it.
Yeah.
I would like to say this. Keep applying. The SFL will be expanding come next season, to my understanding. Keep applying. Stay positive about the whole situation. Trust me, I got denied my first go round, but I stayed. I applied the next season as well, and I was fortunate to get in. Do not take it as a negative. Take it as a positive. It probably just wasn't your year to get in. get with an organization, get in there, learn some things from some of these owners and some of these other coordinators or so. Just get better at it.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. And it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And the same way with everything else. If you stay positive, have fun with it, enjoy it this season. Get past some of the heartache, and if you're still around, I guarantee you, just through perseverance and diligence, your chances of getting an expansion team, they come forward tenfold. Because most people know what you've been through, who got denied the first time out and it didn't happen for them, or the second time, but they're still here. So just hang in there, and my condolences go out to you, because I know it's got to be a bit of a heartache.
Stephen, I hate to cut you off. We got to run. We can get your thoughts here in the third quarter, but I also want to mention that Los Angeles has secured Kyle Walsh, who just stepped aside as the Orlando owner, as his defensive coordinator next season.
What?
And yeah, that's what he told me before the game. I know he's been working hard on Kyle to try to get him to turn back around and stay at least somewhat active. And then also in the chat, I again, this is just sources saying that Ed Ritter is coming back to Bosa's team with the Sharks. So I don't know anything about that. That's new news to me, but that'll certainly make for an interesting offseason, no matter how you slice it. This has been an eventful halftime report. St. Louis, Atlanta, Alaska. Welcome to the league, and we'll look forward to seeing the Cleveland Vipers in Vegas next season. In about 90 seconds, we'll have the start of the SFL Championship games, second half. Your halftime score, Minneapolis 17, Louisville 17. This is the SFL Network.
Just when you think one.
Start of the second half here in Louisville. What a first half we had, guys. 17-17 as we start the third. And Koma Kaleka and the Minneapolis Maulers are going to get the ball first to start this second half. If you're joining us late, our clock malfunctioned a little bit here earlier tonight, and we're unable to get a working ticking clock going, so we're just trying to keep it updated for you as often as we can. But man, with all the excitement in that halftime, it's kind of hard to remember how great a first half this was. But man, it was a great one.
Yeah, and looks like it might be a great second half as well. These two teams fighting tooth and nail for everything they can get, and tied up 17-all here.
3 in the backfield for Mac Wavy Jr. Starts off the second half, and Bose gets a block on Charlie Monk. Oh, Doug Bose cuts back inside. And the guy is just a menace. Picks up 9 yards and gets some love from a big fella up front. And 170 yards, 1 touchdown, no pick in this ball game for Mac Wavy Jr.
I like that cut back to the inside by Doug Bowes there. Papa Bowes is what I call him.
Well, for a guy that big to make that kind of a move, that's the old twinkle toes there for you.
Yeah.
Two in the backfield. Jalen Miller is at the bottom of the screen. That's where Mac Wavy Jr. is going. A nice little tap out route there for Miller. And Stephen, I want to get your thoughts real quick because we saw, as I'm going to put his stats up on the screen, we saw Davis Reed over the last 2 weeks. He was tremendous. 4 receiving touchdowns. He only had 8 all season, but he caught 13 of his 14 targets over the last 2 playoff games. He's only got 1 catch in this one. I'm shocked.
Well, I'm not. The last game that they played against Orlando, Reed got 2 touchdowns, but they were late in the game. So they look for him more as just a touchdown option, and so that he's only getting his chances really there in the red zone, just because of his length, his size, his frame, and those good hands. So as they get closer there to their end zone, then I think you start looking for Reed.
FYI, if you're wondering about how the specifics of expansion team voting or anything of that nature, you can hit me up in the coming days, and we'll go into a little bit more detail about it. Obviously, as Doug Bose just gets rid of a defender, that was Billy Joe Gatlin on the outside. Obviously, we're not going to share specifics just to keep votes confidential, etc. But we'll share with you the response that the owners gave during that voting process, I should say. 9:30 to go in the third quarter. Mac Wavy Jr. back to pass. He floats it long down the field. Caught in traffic. Davis Reed, and Mac Wavy Jr.'s over 200 yards.
Just talked about Reed, about him in the red zone. Well, forget that. They get him right here to get into the Wolfpack territory here and knocking on the door of field goal range. But a nice, confident pass by Wavy.
Yeah, very nice, confident pass here. I just would like to see Minneapolis just keep their foot on the gas, man. Do not lay up, because this defense will smother you and the offense will take over in Louisville.
8:57 to go in the third quarter. Minneapolis and Louisville are tied in the 7th SFL championship game. 3-step drop for Wavy Jr. We know that's dangerous, but he hits Brown quickly. 5-yard pickup, and Wavy Jr.'s on fire to start the third quarter.
Yeah, I believe, though, that it's going to be they're going to run into more problems than not. That 3-step drop, he took pressure, and the guy was barely open. They need to stay away from that. And their drive is really successful so far. I'm really impressed the way they're coming out from the locker room.
Mac Wavy Jr. with trips off the left side, back to pass, down the field, caught first down. Davis Reed again in the red zone of the 16-yard line. Charlie Monk on the tackle. The last time these two teams met, it wasn't pretty. 21 points in the second and third quarters for Louisville. They blasted the Maulers 56-27.
Yeah, but you got to like the fact that the Maulers have come out here in the second half, and they're just methodically moving down the field. You have the feeling, though, that we're just waiting for one big play, either on offense or defense, to really crack this thing open.
3 receivers. Handoff goes to Bose, and Bose will fire it up the middle for a pickup of 3 yards. Aaron Tolbert with the tackle, 2nd and 7.
I like that play call with getting Bose going right up the middle. I think that's what you're going to have to do against this Louisville defense. You have to run right at O'Reilly. You can't be afraid of him.
You got to trust your offensive linemen, too, to do a good job of kind of shedding O'Reilly into one direction, so you can get your running back down the lane that you have.
Out of the eye, Mac Wavy Jr. to pass. Hits Doug Bose in the open field. Bose got back inside. Billy Joe Gatlin, really nice play on the outside. 3rd down and 3 coming up, and we know how important touchdowns instead of field goals is against this undefeated squad.
That's a battle that's been happening there in the secondary, the Gatlin versus Bose, and you can just kind of hear the explosion even from up here when those two connect. But it may come down to who gets the edge over the other.
3 receivers, 2 off the left side for Wavy Jr. 4 down lineman for Louisville. Back to pass, Wavy Jr. He'll fire it into the end zone. Touchdown! Get those toes in! Davis Reed, that's number 5. He says, say my name again. Say it.
I was looking right at the ref here trying to see some kind of a signal. I'm surprised I didn't see him throw the hands up there, but they're not going to call a challenge. It doesn't look like that's going to count. Wow, what a great way for Minneapolis to come out and punch them in the mouth.
It looked good to me.
Yeah.
Got him toe drag read.
Yeah. They just expect that, that referee there to do something, some kind of a signal there. But, wow. Again, the Maulers got to be happy with this coming out here in the second half and just going all the way down, marching all the way down the field.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
And another thing that we haven't talked about is, and it's becoming more and more prevalent, is that was on third down. And, they keep the drives alive, Minneapolis, on third down. And so those third down conversions will play a part towards, down the stretch. So we'll see how that plays out.
Saw on the screen, these two teams are top 2 in the SFL in third down conversions. Brevin Armstrong around the right side is cut down at the 30. Skeletor P. Funk, we have his career numbers for you. They're pretty. P. Funk, 1,074 attempts, 1,410 completions, 11,849 passing yards, 101 touchdowns to 52 interceptions. He got his 100th touchdown last week against Dallas.
Wow.
Something else, something special. 3 receivers, 2 off the right side for Funk to start the drive on a counter to Overstreet. And Overstreet picks up a solid 5 yards. That time the counter was from under center. And it's just another way to get Overstreet the football.
Yeah, like I stated earlier, got to get Overstreet involved. They hit him on a counter play. He picks up 4 to 5 yards. Let's see if they're going to feed him a little bit more in the second half. Normally that's what they do. They feed him a whole lot more in the second half, and he starts breaking off these long runs.
Out of the gun, and 5 in the box for the Maulers. Down the middle, D.D. Ritter, and Skeletor P. Funk is just taking what the defense has given them, and we really have not. We saw Rick O'Reilly once, but Tika Bell's been really silent in this game.
Yeah, and going back to what Mon said there, one of the reasons why they're not going to Overstreet as much is because they're down, and that's not something they're used to at this point in the game. They're usually up, and then playing that game where they're going to try to get the time off the clock with the running back.
Funk again, short middle. D.D. Ritter is eating the Maulers alive. Another first down.
Talked about Ritter and his success in the previous matchup in Week 6 against this Maulers defense. The same formula seems to be working for them. The short middle to their tight end, to their trusty tight end. Last time had 6 receptions. He's nearing that total in this game.
5:16 to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10. Ball at the Mauler 44-yard line. A 3-2 defense out of Minneapolis. Funk is out of the gun with 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Funk standing at midfield, back to pass. Deep ball, deep down the field. Knocked into the hands of a defender. That's Kaleka on the return 40. Kaleka near midfield, and Skeletor P. Funk makes a vicious hit on Kaleka. But what a play. I believe that was Ashley Odom outside who knocked it into the arms of his teammate. And let's take another look. That was Odom. He knocked it off his own leg into the arms of Kaleka, one of the best plays of the year.
That tip almost looked like a volleyball setup. You ever see the volleyball games, they tip it up in the air for the spike. That was a tip up for the INT to happen.
Yeah, that was a great, and they do. They practice that. Tip drills. You see them all the time. Tip drills, and it paid off big time.
So 3 receivers for the Maulers at the Louisville 47-yard line. A major turnover in this game as Mac Wavy Jr. will drop the pass. Sidearm throw! That's an MVP-type throw to the Louisville 34, and Jalen Miller's over 100 yards.
Looks like Wavy is saying, I should have won that MVP.
Well, with that big return by Kaleka and now this big pass to Miller, they're into scoring range. Now, they're already in field goal range. This could be that turning point we were talking about, because this could lead to Minneapolis taking a pretty good lead here in Louisville.
Louisville is chasing a championship. They're 4th in all-time wins, but they have no titles. Baltimore has 2 more wins than the Wolfpack all-time. They don't have any titles either. Queen City has 3, the second winningest franchise in SFL history, and Orlando is number 1. There will likely be a new number 1 at the end of last season, or at the end of next season. Doug Bose with a 2-yard pickup, 2nd and 8.
I was just thinking about that realignment that we talked about at halftime, and I can't believe you put Houston back in my conference. I was glad to get rid of them. Houston looked so good there at the end of the season. They looked like they were destined for a playoff bid, but I guess lucky for us, they didn't get in.
Doug Bose is swarmed by Charlie Monk and I believe Russell out of the backfield. 3rd down and 10. Rare to see a tackle for loss in this game. Both offenses have been pretty efficient in not taking big negatives in 3rd and long for Wavy Jr.
Yeah, I think they're just getting away from. They need to push it up the middle when they're running instead of stretched out to the outside.
3rd and 10, out of the gun for Wavy. Bose is off to his right, back to pass. Wavy Jr. down the middle, caught, first down to the 22-yard line. That's another non-star. Brown again, and Minneapolis is near the red zone, and Mac Wavy Jr. does it again.
It looks like Louisville is not getting, their linebackers are not getting back to cover that zone right there when it comes to that quick slant. Minneapolis is just take advantage of it. Can't be upset with them.
And plus, too, is playing right into their hands of giving the quarterback more time. They're in the shotgun, deeper drops. If he has time, he's going to find his receiver.
1st down and 10, hand off to Bose left side, got a block. Whittington slowed him down. Gatlin can't. Inside the 10. Bose down to the 3. Lucius Sanders with the tackle, and Bose is making Stephen ooh and ah once again.
Mama tell Minneapolis to continue to feed Papa Bose.
Absolutely, and Daddy Irvine here was right, about going outside. He should have been tackled twice here, but it's just a great individual effort is the only reason he made it outside. And sorry about the hand gestures.
No one can see the hand
I know, but
gestures,
these guys can. You've talked about my hand gestures before. I'm going nuts. So I'm like directing planes down over here.
Like a windmill in here.
3 receivers, Doug Bose. Oh, he spun off a tackle, and Minneapolis is up by 2 scores.
Yep. That's what I was talking about right there. Doug Bose, show me some finesse. Don't just show me power and abusiveness. Show me some finesse, big guy. There you go.
And right at O'Reilly, too. I mean, right there. And look at that, right? Spin. What a beautiful move. Come on, you got to give it up for the offensive line a little bit here. Nice lane that they created, but a good individual effort, of course, by Bose. Would you expect anything else from the Big Hoss?
Something about O'Reilly when it comes down him being right down that 1-yard line, he's not able to make tackles.
Doug Bose shredded Andre Khrushchev there, but we really haven't mentioned a lot today. The star linebacker for Louisville. Louisville has probably one of the weakest linebacking cores in the SFL, but today they've been really weak, almost ghosts in this game. And DeMont, as you were saying, talking about the linebackers not getting back, maybe that was by Thomas Paternitti's design.
Maybe so. T-Pat is a mastermind guy. He knows how to pick his poison. He knows how to destroy a defense and make it hurt.
Well, let's not forget this Louisville defense for all the great things they do in the rankings there as far as in the top 5. They're last in the league in rush defense. I think a lot of us credit that to them just being up in games and other teams not rushing the ball because they have to throw to get back into games. But as of right there, you can kind of see they were able to, Bose was able to get what he wanted there.
Flag on the play, and that's coming back. That's a clipping on Louisville, a major penalty there. We'll move the ball back to the 15-yard line, and look who it's on. It's on Andy. Andy, the non-star receiver, is making good and bad headlines in this first half. And I would tell you his first name, but it's not important. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line for Skelter P. Funk and this Louisville team that is in uncharted territory.
Yeah, down 14. I mean, this is – I don't know. I know I haven't watched all the Louisville games, but I would hasten to bet that they haven't been down 14 a lot this season.
3 receivers, 2 off the right side. Don't count them out, though. They're not. They're 14-0 for a reason. Funk down the field. There's one of them. Flynn Starbuck with the catch to the 31-yard line. As you take a look at the updated quarterback numbers, Mac Wavy Jr. is still with a perfect rap sheet there. But Lawrence Kirkland has been really quiet today, and he's being defended by most of the time by a non-star corner, Tyleek Jones, but the Maulers have done such a good job throughout this postseason masking that defensive deficiency.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people saw that as a weakness in this defense, but as I've gotten to the SFL and getting the coaching and ownership, the more I discovered the defense is more of a team game. and game planning seems to have a lot more effect there.
Skelter, P. Funk, a wobbly pass looking for Kirkland, but Troy Waters was out on him. Troy Waters is having a really good game today. 2nd down and 10 with 2:05 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, this secondary is playing pretty good, man. Look at this jump on the ball. That's how you cover a slant route. In practice, coaches always tell the corners, jump that route. Don't sit there and sit behind the guy. Jump that route, make a play on it, because big things happens when you jump it.
Hey, I want to mention T-Zone Games. Tyleek Jones, he's here with us today. We also got T. Cabell, Mac Wavy Jr. The Maulers are representing today in the title game. I love it. 2nd and 10 at the Louisville 31. Hey, Tyleek, been doing a pretty good job, man, without a star on your chest. Can't wait to see what you can do with one next season. Overstreet on the carry, no gain. Hey, finally, T. Cabell. A T. Cabell sighting, 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Cabell second in the league in sacks this season with 15. Came up big in their last 2 playoff games. So you know it's just a matter of time before the big fella gets his.
Yeah, the guys played phenomenal all season long by putting pressure on quarterbacks and stopping running backs, just containing on that side of the field. Good job.
3rd down and 10, 5 wide for Funk. Funk going long down the field, knocked away. Either knocked away or dropped, but hey, Tyleek Jones, one-on-one on the outside of Lawrence Kirkland, and he says, look at the scoreboard. We're up 14, 4th down.
Anytime you see a cornerback with number 24 in his chest, you better leave that guy alone.
Wow, what a great individual effort there to get it to 4th down. That's huge right there because it gives the Maulers an opportunity to really stretch out this lead.
And Koma Kaleka is back to return the punt. They have outscored Louisville 14-0 here in the third quarter. Kaleka is hit quickly and brought down at the 35-yard line. 1:20 remaining in the third quarter. Alongside my dad, Michael Irvine, Damon Simeon, Stephen Mullinex, I'm Cameron Irvine, and this is the 7th SFL championship game, fellas. That means we've been doing this for 3.5 years, and Damon came along, Stephen came along, but Dad, you've been doing this with me even before the 7 years started, and I still always remember that conversation we had in your kitchen when I was just visibly frustrated that you were poking holes in my entire operation as a kid. That was back when the league was basically a failure, and here we are today.
Well, not poking holes in them anymore. But, hey, I was only playing devil's advocate.
Hey, it was helpful.
Because, I saw from Jump Street the potential here on how to make this great, how to keep it going and keep evolving. I'll say more after the play.
2nd and 6. Bose takes the handoff, and Bose picks up the 1st down. Wow, a veteran move by a color commentator, letting the play develop and then going back to your analysis. I am impressed. You've come a long way since the first quarter.
Well, now, man, I'm slipping all over the place. It's just cheesing up on me over here. I can barely stay in my chair. But now, back to the question at hand. I knew this would be great. That's why I've totally invested in it as well. Support you any way I can, and I'm here today on the 7th championship edition, and I couldn't be more happy for you.
31-17, Maulers, 1st and 10, and back to pass is Jalen Miller. Pick up a 5, and if you're Louisville's defense, you got to be thinking, hey, we can't give anything up at this point. We got to get off the field and get the ball back.
Well, Wavy and Funk are going toe-to-toe here, man. They're both really efficient, haven't turned the ball over much.
Wavy's played much better.
Well, yeah, the numbers, though, look very similar when that we posted here just a little bit ago. But, yeah, Wavy looks really confident. And remember, he's the rookie in this situation. Surely doesn't look like one.
2 receivers, 1 to either side, and Mac Wavy Jr. will drop back the pass again. Outside, Davis Reed didn't break the tackle, but did get the 1st down to the 39. 6 receptions, 6 targets. That's 19 receptions on 20 targets this postseason for sure hands, toe drag, swag, whatever you want to call him, Davis Reed.
We've got the owner of Oklahoma City here, the Renegades, and their defense greatly improved this season, and a lot of that has to do with the blitzing and the pass rush that you guys were able to generate after this play here. Talk a little bit. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of getting pressure on quarterbacks in this league right after we get back from the end of the third?
Yeah, you guys can go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. It's just a balance. I mean, you have to find that with the players and the personnel that you have on your team, the right balance. You can't just sit back and wait for it to unfold. You got to put the pressure on the quarterback. He will make mistakes if he can get them.
It's a 2nd down, 11. Mac Wavy Jr. back to pass, throws it short. Oh, Charlie Monk actually had an opportunity at that. It's 3rd down and 11, and this is easily the biggest 3rd down of the game. It could have determined whether or not we're going to have a sleepy 4th or a crazy 4th.
Again, all right, short drop. He got into trouble. He had no way to get out of trouble, and he made a bad decision by throwing into double coverage. And now hopefully let's see what we got here in the shotgun.
3rd down, 11. 5 wide receivers. Empty backfield and only 4 in the box. Press coverage for Louisville. Back to pass. Wavy Jr. against the pressure. Wavy Jr. down the middle of the field. Pass caught at the 20-yard line. Jalen Miller. 8 catches for a $133 for Miller. And Minneapolis is in scoring position again.
This dude is balling.
Yeah, for sure. But he had the extra time.
Yeah.
He had the extra second, 2 seconds, and when he gets it, he is shredding that Louisville defense.
And Michael talked about this earlier, the importance of converting 3rd downs. These are 2 of the teams that do it the best in the SFL. Huge 3rd down conversion right there. Might put this game away a little bit here.
Bose breaks another tackle, and Andre Khrushchev wraps him up at the 17-yard line. And I mean, there's still plenty of time left in this game, but Louisville's got to be thinking, man, we need a turnover to keep this 2 scores here.
Yeah, I don't think Louisville's ever been in this position this season. They're just not used to having to try to come back, potentially from down 21 going into the fourth quarter.
19-2 all-time at home with an average margin of victory of 18 points. Bose picks up another couple, and I like what the Maulers are doing here, just feeding the big fella here inside the 20.
Maybe Louisville don't know how to come back. If you've never been in that situation before, you don't know what to do to overcome it.
They have so many weapons, though, Damon. I mean, they can get you from so many different angles. The one thing that we haven't seen is a real big explosion from Overstreet as a part to maybe one run that I can remember and down this many points.
Wavy Jr., 3rd down and 5. 1st down again. Davis Reed right past the sticks.
Maybe if the crowd started chanting a little bit, shovel pass, shovel pass, maybe that would get them going a little bit, because we all know that once they do that shovel pass, it's hard to stop it. They are the team that run it the best this season.
The Maulers just went to Reed, Davis Reed. Apparently just their prime red zone target here. Let's look for him here as we're within the 10-yard line.
3 receivers. Mac Wavy Jr. continues to make a name for himself, trying to put the Maulers up 3 scores. Wavy Jr. in trouble. Got it away. Pass caught. It's a touchdown to Brown. What a play by Wavy Jr. to get out of that one. And the Maulers have scored 20 unanswered on the road against the undefeated Louisville Wolfpack.
Out of the 4 rookie quarterbacks that has made it to the championship game in the last 3 seasons, this guy looks the best. Garcia and Zuli duked it out in season 5.
Mm-hmm.
Season 5. This guy is just taking control of this game.
And think about the impact on the offseason. I mean, this guy is going to be, if he does win this game, he's going to be an SFL champion quarterback.
Yeah.
Potential MVP
Free agent.
on the market. Has that ever happened in the history of any league?
Who wants him?
Wow.
I believe he's already coming to OKC.
Just announcing it right here.
I didn't want to let that out. Is my mic on? Hey, my mic off.
Man, I don't know, guys. There's 9 minutes left in this game, and people in the chat room are saying it's over. I don't know, man. With this Louisville squad, I mean, hey, Minneapolis has been playing a heck of a game, but Armstrong returns up the 32-yard line, and you still got Skelter P. Funk in this offense that, man, they can score so quickly.
Anybody who's saying it's over hasn't watched this Wolfpack team throughout the season. I mean, these guys, they're not definitely they need to get on the horse quickly. Time is not their friend here, but they are certainly capable of getting back into this game.
3 receivers for Funk. There's 8 in the box for Minneapolis. Funk will drop the throw. 3-step drop, all kinds of time, and he takes off and runs. And Skeletor, Pete Funk's got a first down to the 43 as the pocket was collapsing on him. We haven't seen that much out of Funk today, but we know he's got it.
Yeah, when you have a quarterback who can take off and run like that, I don't know as a defensive coordinator how you structure a defense to defend that. The guy's got it all. He's got the whole package as a quarterback in this league. But man, a tough challenge here for them right now.
252 yards and 2 picks for Funk. Trips off the left side, Overstreet in the backfield. Funk's got to get busy in a hurry. Overstreet's got some, great open field tackle. Who was that? Ashley Odom on the outside. Spotlighted earlier by DeMond, and he's had a pretty nice second half here.
Odom is great in open field tackles. He reminds me of Morris Claiborne, who's been playing phenomenal this season for the Dallas Cowboys. That was a great stop.
Oh, just couldn't get through a whole game without a Dallas Cowboys reference. Funk's out of the shotgun, back to pass, and D.D. Ritter has a first down to the Mauler 44. So Louisville is driving and on the move, but a lot of time chewing off this clock down to 7:40 left.
You just leave Dallas alone.
Well, if going into this game, if you would have told me that Louisville would be down by this much in the fourth, I would not have believed.
I wouldn't have either.
I consider it, maybe some people don't, but I consider this a pretty big upset.
Ashley Odom with a tackle for loss in the backfield on a counter, a loss of 2. The corner comes flying in, and I'm honestly surprised that Louisville even ran at that point. They got to go here.
Yeah, absolutely. They may be forced into just taking what this defense is giving them. And right now, man, the Maulers are putting the foot on the throat for sure.
Trips off the right side. Funk back to pass down the middle. Lawrence Kirkland got wide open. There looked like there was some sort of pick play out there or something because he came scot-free out of that bunch set. And it's first down and 10 for the Wolfpack, still driving.
Well, welcome to the game, Mr. Kirkland. Where have you been? Been needing you. But yeah, look, a little bit of definitely a pick play right there. But at this point, you're taking any advantage that you can get if you're Louisville.
Where's Armstrong?
Yeah, not much at all today out of Armstrong. That's a good point. He's usually a pretty reliable slot guy for the Wolfpack offense.
Yeah.
And it's Starbuck top of the screen. Ritter's off the line. And Kirkland bottom of the screen with 6:24 to go in the ball game. Overstreet gets a handoff, looking for a block, can't get it. And coming over to make the tackle is Troy Waters. A gain of just 1 yard, and the clock is still running.
Man, this secondary is playing phenomenal against the run. From the corner spot, the safeties are coming up inside the box and doing great job against the run against this great offensive running team.
And Overstreet's not doing himself any favors by not allowing his lineman in front of him, the blocker, to get the block.
That's frustration.
2nd and 9. Funk down the middle, caught in heavy traffic. There he is, Brevin Armstrong to the Mauler 18-yard line. Boy, SFL analysts, for as long as I can remember, sure do know how to predict the future. That was another good job by DeMond there.
That's what I do.
First down and 10 to the 18. You look at Overstreet's minuscule numbers, 18 carries for 47 yards. If you remember, he had 12 for 40 there late in the second quarter. So since then, 6 carries for 7 yards. Overstreet on a swing, gets a block. Oh, big hit by Broadway. Hello, at the 12-yard line, a pickup of 6. But, man, Overstreet just got walloped there.
I thought he was going to stay on the ground because he gets his hard in big games. He don't get up, but he does return.
Definitely you can tell a little bit of frustration there. I mean, Broadway taking that big hit out on Overstreet.
Well, the clock is under 5 minutes to go. Louisville's still trying to get a score on the board. Oh, Overstreet takes a nasty hit. That was T. Cabell. Lighten him up. 3rd and 7. Funk out of the no huddle is going to throw down the field into traffic, and that pass is incomplete. Dangerous. What a mess of a drive here for the Louisville Wolfpack.
Dangerous.
Falling apart at the seams here.
Give it up for the Maulers defense. I mean, come on. These guys, they're holding back. this Louisville Storm that has bowled over every team that they've seen this season, and the Maulers are just having their way with them out there. All those hard hits going for it on fourth down. Check it
Fourth
out.
and 7, empty backfield, 5 wide for Funk. This may be it for Louisville's chances. Back to pass against it. Man, oh, look at the pocket. All day to throw. There's a flag on the play. This is crucial here.
I almost thought that ball was picked off.
What if we could get a holding? We could get a PI. What are we going to get out of this
It
here?
looked like a hold.
And an eligible man downfield.
That was going to be my guess.
Turnover on downs.
Wow.
And the Maulers take over, and they are shutting out Louisville in the second half. This may be the greatest performance. This is the first team that's ever had to go on the road truly to win a championship game because it's in Louisville's house.
Right.
And they're still getting it done.
Well, the legend of T-Pack grows. I mean, we've talked about how Thomas Paternetti and his genius when it comes to game planning. This might be his greatest game ever.
Doug Bose has a first down to the 26, a pickup of 11. And right now it's just about watching the clock dwindle down. And guys, I don't know about you. We've seen now 7 championship games. And this may single-handedly be the finest performance just on both sides of the ball, considering the expectations coming into the game that Louisville clearly was the favorite.
Yeah. Minneapolis came in and showed that they did their homework. It looks like Louisville haven't done anything as far as studying tape, game planning, or nothing because they look innocent.
And that's a difference in this league. I'm sure you guys can attest. Man, you got to study your opponent, or it's game over.
Well, if you're not going to study your opponent, going undefeated through the season and through the playoffs, there is a case to be made. With, hey, you don't stop what's working. You don't want to throw in too many things that's going to throw a monkey wrench into what's winning you games, and not just winning, blowing out teams, especially at home. And you've had home field advantage throughout the playoffs and into the championship. So
it's a good point. It's almost like they're a victim of their own success because if they would have lost somewhere along the way, they would have made some. They probably would have been more inclined to make some adjustments, and it just hasn't happened until now. Doug Bose takes another carry up to the 30, 3rd down and 6, and Louisville's seeing plenty of Bose here in the late stages of this game.
And let's not forget that, I don't think a lot of people, other than maybe Doug Bose himself, thought the Maulers as a favorite to get to the championship game.
Yeah, he called it.
And because throughout the season they were definitely not as dominant as some of the other teams in the league, like Santa Fe, like Sioux Falls, like this Louisville team. But let's not also forget that this is the same Mauler squad for the most part that went undefeated all of last regular season.
3rd down and 6. 3 receivers, including one off the line. I haven't seen much out of the tight end Joel Wallinga today, and they haven't needed him. Mac Wavy Jr. back to pass, got all kinds of time. Ooh, vicious hit by Whittington. That was Jalen Miller with his 9th catch. It does leave the Maulers short of a first down, and it gives the Louisville Wolfpack a slight chance at a miracle.
Looks like Overstreet went to the sideline and told the defense, hey, they're hitting me in the mouth. Y'all better go out there and make a statement.
Well, in this Maulers team did their job. They ran that clock. They're going to get close to the 2-minute warning here. Virtually, it's out of reach.
Yeah, and the main thing too is, by the score. I mean, you were at 17 at halftime. And the Maulers made adjustments and with their game plan and with Bose getting him more involved. And the Louisville, they had pretty much from the start of the game to the end of the game, short passes over the middle, sparingly running Overstreet, and it did not change. And the Maulers were prepared for it. And they adjusted. Louisville didn't, and that's the story of this ball game right now. Adjustments at halftime.
1:58 to go in the 4th quarter, and Skelter, P-Funk, and the Wolfpack are going to have to do something truly immaculate. Funk is going deep, and the pass is picked off at the 40. A diving interception made by, guess who? I don't know, because it's a non-star, number 26, Joe Warner, making the play, and Minneapolis on Kirkland again. is going to ride into the sunset as a two-time SFL champion.
Did you see what happened on that INT? Looks like Funk threw the ball on the inside, and the cornerback just jumped in front of Kirkland to take that ball. Kirkland was on the outside along the hash.
Yeah, I believe the pass, it was off target. It was. I think he could have been rushed.
Yeah. And off the post, and actually the backups are in for Minneapolis. Surprisingly enough, maybe wanted to give the Maulers fans who traveled here to Louisville a chance to wave Mac Wavy Jr. and his incredible performance off the field. Louisville takes a timeout, but fellas, I think it's about time to give some props to Louisville over the last 3 seasons. They have just been tremendous. It's too bad that they just couldn't pull out a title.
Yeah, and I'm actually personally saddened that they're not going to be in the league anymore. I would love to get another opportunity to try and crack the code against them, but they have been one of the most successful, if not the most successful franchises in this league's history. And so even though they're going to lose tonight, it doesn't discredit all the greatness that they've shown throughout their time here in the SFL.
Yeah, you asked me. I think that Louisville came in and thought that they were just going to run away in the second half. And Minneapolis, like you said, Mike, that they made adjustments to not let that happen.
Yeah. 3rd down and 9, handoff up the middle will pick up just 3 yards. Louisville is out of timeouts, but they do force the 4th down stop. Now they really need a miracle. They are out of timeouts, 1:42 left, and they need 2 or 3 onside kick recoveries plus a bunch of touchdowns. And I know that All Pro is unpredictable, but I don't even think that's in its DNA.
Yeah, and also too, heart goes out to you, Louisville. You had one amazing run. Had an undefeated season. I really, as an owner, I really feel for you as well, because losses are heartbreaking. But at the same token, Maulers, T-Pat, hats off to you. That was a flawless output of running back, quarterback, receivers, defense. I couldn't get any better than that. As you look at it, as this game unfolded.
Skelter P. Funk back to pass. He'll fire it down the field. Lawrence Kirkland makes the catch at the 30. And Louisville's going to run the no-huddle offense here as they are trying to get something moving down the field, make the score a little bit more respectable. That pass is out of bounds to Flynn Starbuck, 2nd down and 10. For all of the user players that participated in this game, we won't have an SFL post-game show as we're going to get a challenge on that, but he looked clearly out of bounds. But we won't have an SFL post-game show because I've got to see all this great company out the door. But a tremendous season, guys. We hit our 300th game milestone. We got another very excited and energetic member of the SFL League staff, and Andrew Rastelli, who will be looking for a new squad this upcoming season. We got Fletter 5 doing all the historical stats for us. That was a lot of fun throughout the season. When we got so many new and awesome faces involved in the SFL, and for all of that, it all comes down to tonight. And now the interesting part of the league calendar begins as owners get together and try not to kill each other. Funk's pass down the field is caught at midfield.
You know what was the tale of this game? Turnovers. Louisville, Funk threw 3 INTs. Minneapolis, Wavy, 0.
And Wavy fumbled, forced by Rick O'Reilly, and Minneapolis recovered. They kept a clean sheet today.
Lack of turnovers. Wow.
Well, and that's normally, Louisville's MO is even with turnovers. Funk had 3 interceptions in the Dallas game. And that was all in the first half, and he was able, and the Wolfpack were able to overcome that, but not against this Maulers defense, who's just been really impressive.
And Funk is a very efficient passer.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, it looks like Inside the SFL will have a react show. I was hoping for that. I didn't have confirmation before we got on the air. But Mighty RX, the new owner of the Alaska Storm, will be on the air with his new conference rival, the Los Angeles Sharks, as they get the post-game react going. I'll probably get on the call eventually, but we want to hear from Tyleik Jones and Tika Bell and Mac Wavy Jr. and all those champions. Thomas Paternitti out there. Maybe he can step aside from his floozy banquet as Lawrence Kirkland gets a touchdown for Louisville. So they're going to make this at least somewhat compelling as a final score. But we hope to hear from everybody on the post-game show. Just wrapping up what a terrific season we've had.
Great season. I have no complaints, even though my team didn't make it to the playoffs this season. But it was a great season, man. Being down as far as my record was in the first half of the season, and then seeing us push back and try to make a run for the playoffs was great. It was phenomenal, man. I thank the entire league for being what it is, the growth of the league, and I see a bright future.
Louisville's extra point is good, though, off the onside kick. 38-24 is the new score.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. The best part about this league is it evolves, right? It's getting more and more about personal relationships. It's getting more and more about people that are out there, having fun, competitive, and really take pride in what they're doing. And it shows. It shows out there each and every game. And I'm just happy to be a part of it. I won't be able to stay around for the post-game show because I got to get back to, Oklahoma City to get those Renegades fired up and ready to go for next season already. But I can't say enough about the league and where it's going. So hats off to my son and all his help around the league, because it takes a group, a team of people to make this evolve further and further. It's not just a one-man show anymore, and I'm really proud to be a part of it.
Yeah.
We'll get to post-game reaction here in a moment. The time ticks down. The Minneapolis Maulers are the Season 7 SFL champions. They become the second team in SFL history to record multiple titles, joining the three-time champion Queen City Corsairs. Guys, final analysis of what you believe ended up being the difference here tonight is Louisville outgained Minneapolis 435-417, but those three turnovers, 3-0. It's hard to keep a clean sheet on offense in the SFL, and the Maulers did it on the road tonight on the biggest stage.
Yeah. Minneapolis came in to play. Minneapolis came in this league, won their first year in this league, and won as they exit the league. What can you say about this team? Last season had a phenomenal record during the season. Unfortunately, got knocked out in the first round. Came back this year, started off roughly, and ended up winning the championship. The take of the game is those three turnovers, or takeaways, as I should say.
For me, it's the Maulers. Remember, they were undefeated last season through the regular season, and then they decided to change it up this offseason and put a heavy investment in their defensive line. And even T-Pat talked about it. They took a risk there. They were switching things up a little bit. And tonight, this afternoon's game, the championship, is a culmination of that risk paying off for him. Congratulations.
All I know is T-Pat, owner of the Maulers, if he's smart, which he is, he probably could put his offensive and defensive playbook on eBay, and that'd take care of a lot of his loans out there for medical school. I guarantee you. I guarantee you.
Well said. How about Doug Bose today? 91 yards on the ground. Minneapolis, 94 actually yards on the ground. Over to Overstreet's 44. I bet you wouldn't have expected Overstreet would have 44 yards today. Mac Wavy Jr. throws 4 incompletions today. 32 for 36, 321 yards, 3 touchdowns, a quarterback rating of 131.6. Man, oh man, what a year for the rookie.
There's your SFL championship MVP. You get a brand new Cadillac Escalade, son.
Who's funding that Cadillac? Where is that funding
It's
coming
it's
from?
on a lease.
That's going to come from the funds that goes for the Maulers playbook on eBay.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hey, Thomas Paternitti's wife just told him, hey, you know, that's not a bad idea to put that on eBay. Maybe you can take care of some of those loans. So even the missus is thinking that ain't half bad. What a ball game here, folks. It was a pleasure being on the air with all of you once again for another season of SFL action. 40-plus games more for me in my book. Next season, of course, the Red Zone starts. Andy Hamilton, Mike Lively with the game of the week. That's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be a season of evolution, no doubt about that. 2017 is right around the corner, and Season 8, Year 4 of the SFL is about to get underway. For Stephen Mullinex, Damon Simeon, and my dad, Michael Irvine, I'm Cameron Irvine. Good night from the SFL headquarters in the DFW Metroplex.
Peace.